The mic was unmuted that entire time. Oh well. I'm still not used. Anyways, I could explain why I'm not used to it. Let's just say I'm not used to the setup and move on.
Little behind the scenes, he actually says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every time we come back.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
true.
does
That's
that they didn't hear? No, they didn't. Okay, probably not. Me and Zeke were muted, right, during that?
Yeah, you guys were completely muted. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Zeke,
I know.
your career's okay.
I know. Your career would be over if they could hear what you said. Can you imagine the drama? It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Be crazy.
No, I've dodged a bullet a few times with an open mic.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear what I just said? Oh, thank God. Yeah, almost did a Roseanne.
Jesus. Please don't bring that into
God.
the chat. Why would you bring that into the chat? Should we just start with Detroit? Should we just get that out of the way? Should we get the elephant in the room out of the way?
Yeah. You know what else we should get out of the way? The music that's playing when you talk.
So you can still hear that. See, this was a test to see if you could still hear it. I don't
I can hear it
understand
too.
that. There has to be a wire crossed or something, or two wires like next to each other. Because is it loud? Is it like, how loud is it when I talk?
Weirdly enough, I can only hear it when he's talking.
Right, that makes sense because there's a gate. I'm sure if I took the gate off, you could hear it. But
It makes it sound like you're remixing something on the fly.
no, I'm actually seeing the audio too. That makes
It's
no
definitely
sense.
no, it's definitely like I don't know if anybody else can hear it. Like I don't think the chat can hear it.
They can't.
We
They
can
can't
hear
at all.
it.
Yeah.
No, but it sounds like you're a morning radio talk show DJ in between songs, and you just have that ambient like lyricless music playing underneath when you're talking. It's like, all right, coming up on the week, we got the senator from Massachusetts is going to be joining us on the show, and like that's what's like underneath you're talking.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It's got to be two wires that are close together or something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Let's talk Detroit, I guess. We'll just start with that when we come back from the break. Where do we even... Zeke, you haven't finished it, right? So we have to be careful about spoil stuff.
No, I have not. I have not finished it. I have probably like I want to say 3 or 4 hours left, maybe less because of some of the choices I made. So some storylines may have just halted, and I don't get to see what happens with some people.
Yeah, that makes sense. We played very similar in that way, apparently, Zeke. But yeah, I don't know how to. This is a weird game to talk about.
I'm gonna be honest. I almost think we should table this until Zeke's finished it.
But then we won't talk about it for 3 weeks.
Oh, 3 weeks, huh?
Because next week is pre-E3 show. The week after that is the post-E3 show, and then a normal show after that.
It's a good point. Well, we can just overall feelings.
Yeah, this game sucks.
How did you like it? Well, we don't want to hate it and like it.
I like how polarizing this game is.
Look, I'll say exactly what I said on Twitter or thereabout. This game looks fucking amazing. There were several moments where I was like, damn, that actually looks photorealistic right now in terms of how the lighting and everything's working, et cetera, et cetera. But then the characters they still say 5 words and it's a new trope or a new fucking cliche that's introduced into the fucking game. And for me, it was the hardest part of getting past that. And then I finally got over that hump and I was just like, you know what? Let's just start saying really stupid things and making really bad decisions and just see how far it can go. And I lost interest because of that in 2 out of the 3 storylines. And then at the very end of the game, because of the decisions that I made with the other 2 storylines, the person that I did care about just ended up, it didn't work out. And I got really upset at that. And so I was just kind of like, you know what? Fuck this game. So that's kind of my feelings on it. I wish that, I don't know. I wish that, that looks so fucking amazing graphically. This entire sequence looks just gorgeous.
They do a great job, setting the scene with imagery and the score and the sound design and stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. But it's just, you could say the same thing that I think you can with all David Cage games. Like, they're not really games. They're things where you walk through and kind of make a decision, and then the character will go. And sometimes they'll do things that, like, I think Max was talking about this yesterday on Court of Swords. Like, it'll say the word like, I don't know. It'll be like a negative word, and then for whatever reason, that negative word implies that he'll respond like, "Hey, fuck you, man." You're like, "What? No, I just wanted to say like you spell bad. Like that's all I wanted to say."
Dude, the word determined threw me so many times on a curveball because he would say something that has like an obvious good or bad response.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about androids? And then your response would be determined. And I'd always be staring at that option like, determined what? Like, you just gave me two options and that's neither of them. And then I'd hit determined. And then it would play through and the guy'd be like, what do you think about androids? And I'd be determined. Well, screw you, jackass.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like pump the brakes moments. Like,
yeah.
Whoa.
See,
you gave me one word to go on, and it's very up for interpretation.
Zeke, I don't think this is my ideas of spoilers are different from everyone's else. Where are you at right now, Zeke? What's the last thing that happened in your game?
TV station.
Okay. You know the sequence where they're playing in traffic, basically? Did you do that sequence? Where the androids are running across in traffic and you have to like actively do that or you get hit by a car, I think?
Nope.
That wasn't in your game?
Nope.
I think you're past that. Or you haven't done it yet. Anyways, that sequence is the best part where the game feels like a game. Everything, because it's like high action and the decisions actually matter.
People were going fucking bonkers in my chat during one part where you're supposed to defend yourself.
Yeah. In
the house from that abusive dude.
Yeah.
And I put down the controller and I was like, I just want to see what happens. Jesus. And it gives you every opportunity. It's like,
Jesus.
It's like quick time event. And then this is like quick time event. It's like the timer is like really, really slow. It's like, are you sure, dude? Really? Okay.
Oh man, that's
and
dark.
My chat was just like, are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna miss and I've missed huge chunks of the game because of that.
Yeah. This game more than really any other game, I feel like the chat like chooses not sides, but like chooses characters to root for. And if you go against the characters that they're rooting for, they get angry really easily.
Yeah.
So much like so that your opinion becomes invalid and you can't even like commentate on what's occurring because you're an idiot to them. I saw that happen to multiple streamers depending on like what decisions they were making in their game.
And that's the thing. Like that's the thing I like about games like this, and sometimes to a certain extent the Telltale games, where not making a choice is a choice. Like I did that on purpose. Like that was my choice. Inaction was my choice. And people are like, you're not even playing the game. Like, yes, I am. I am definitely playing. This is a conscious choice. I am playing the game where I didn't do anything. And that actually has consequences, which I love.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Kara for me was the one that I actually like semi cared about in terms of the one character that I was, I guess, interested in seeing how it turned out. The other two guys is like, not really.
I didn't get the chance to care about her.
Yeah, apparently not.
I don't know, man.
Apparently not. Ko, what do you think? Where are your thoughts on this? You've been kind of quiet.
Okay. First of all, I really enjoyed this game. I ended up liking all the characters. I had a vision of where I wanted the story to go, and the story let me take it there. And I got the ending I wanted. I felt extremely good about it. I even had to flip my camera off at one point because I was really invested in what happened, and I really liked the ending. So I thought that this game was pretty phenomenal. I thought the actors really made it, especially Hank. Absolutely loved Hank. I thought he was great. Connor was okay for what he was. I mean, you can't get really too much acting out of a guy that's supposed to be an android. So you gotta
Right,
give,
right. There's
So,
a
yeah.
limit to how far you can go there. Yeah, exactly.
I also killed Kara. And that was not only did I not mean to, I thought I was actively doing something that wouldn't. And when it did happen,
yeah, I know exactly.
it hit me. Like, yeah, it hit me. It was unfortunate. So that's where I am. However, okay, now that all that's been said, I agree with you on a lot about the story stuff. I think the thing that's important to keep in mind with this game, though, is this game has so many different outcomes that can happen at so many different times. So I kind of understand why they had to be a little tropey with the writing, because it all had to connect, and you never knew where there were going to be like crescendos, because a lot of the players kind of creating the pacing crescendos themselves. So there's, by making it so everything is kind of slightly casual and comfortable, they kind of make the whole experience a little bit more cogent, because they did kind of treat this like a movie. It plays kind of like a movie. So there needs to be kind of a flow to it that I feel was kind of there. Of course, you could also say that's just one giant, huge excuse for bad writing. So there's two sides to it. But it's interesting there. What were we saying?
Now, JP,
hello.
You need to say what you said yesterday.
No, I'm going to prompt it a different way. Co, how many movies have you seen? Let's start in the past year. Where are you at?
Oh, very, very few.
Okay.
Very few.
In your existence, would you say that you've seen, I don't know, ballpark 50 movies? Where are you at?
Oh, I used to watch movies all the time.
Okay. That's
I've seen like most of the classics and hundreds of old movies. I know the tropes and all the regular stuff. In fact, I stopped watching movies when they started getting to be basically the same thing over and over again, which is what most movies are these days. So I don't watch movies really anymore. I haven't for like the last 4 or 5 years.
The joke's dead.
I'd rather play my entertainment. So
yeah, the joke was, it came from chat, but someone said the reason that Co enjoyed the game is because he doesn't watch movies, so he doesn't know the tropes. But being what you just said, it's actually
to be fair, I'm sure there are things that I missed that are regular movie tropes that I haven't seen recently. I have a terrible memory, so things that I found entertaining, you guys may have rolled your eyes out. Full disclosure, that probably happened.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely some truth to that. Also, here's I want to go a little bit further into this though. Not a popular opinion. I have a very hard time calling this a game. In the same way that I actually have a hard time calling the Telltale games. I find these, I actually call these interactive stories. When the majority of your gameplay is simply moving between objectives and most of your key commands are completely arbitrary actions, it's a very, very hard thing, in my opinion, to call it a game. They're putting in things for you to do that you would normally just watch happen in a movie. And there's absolutely no reason that you need to walk up to a chest and turn your thing down and to the right to open it. And then once it's opened, you do up and to the left to pick up the item. And then you walk out and you go to the door and you hold down to open the door. Like it's honestly, there are times when I just want to watch the game and let me make the decisions. Like it's arbitrary gameplay. So I almost feel like, and that being said, I do feel that this is like the next level of Telltale games. Like, I almost feel like all the Telltale games are like interactive story 1, and this is a good example of interactive story 2.
That'd be a regression in my
example
mind
of where Telltale games could go.
Yeah.
Which is really, and more credit for that. But on that note, man, like it's going to be really hard putting this game in like a top 10 games of the year.
Oh, because thank God you're saying this. I didn't want to have that discussion.
Well,
in December.
But it's not because it's not an excellent product. Like it's awesome, and I love the actors in it, and I love the story. I enjoyed every minute that I experienced it, but it wasn't a game. I didn't play anything. I just chose there was a waterfall in front of me, and I could slightly direct the path in different directions. But then again, I feel the same way about Telltale games. This isn't like a unique to this Detroit,
Right.
So I don't know. They're an interesting medium. And I don't know if I'd call it a video game, even though that's obviously what it is these days. It's just I play enough of these to just feel like there's a complete difference. I don't know why.
Yeah. For me, the like it's an above 6 out of 10 is the best way I could say this game. It's like an above average game. Only because the production and everything is so much higher than most games, but then the actual gameplay is just not there. But the biggest issue I had with this game across the board, the number one thing that I just every time it happened, I had a fucking fit was the motion controls. I cannot stand that they still try to fucking shoehorn this shit in after so many fucking games where it's just been a terrible thing. No one is like, oh, I love the motion control segments. No, they're fucking awful. Stop using them. They're so stupid. Every time I'd be leaned back in my chair, just fucking relaxing, and it'd be like, all right, you got to do this. And I'd hit myself in the nuts every fucking time that I had to do that because it wouldn't register on the fucking first time. And I had to slam the controller down. I hated it. I hate the motion controls. And they also look very similar to the fucking normal, like, swipe or, like, go to the right or go to the left. So there's multiple times where I just miss stuff.
Dude, I couldn't believe they put some of that motion stuff in the quick time events, let alone just prompts to do stuff with. But when you're doing like X, circle, drag the controller to the left, and you only have like a half a second to do that. It takes me that long to register what I'm looking at, let alone then decide it's not a button to press, and then what direction actually move the controller.
Yeah. Motion controls are just so bad in this, for sure. That said, if this game drops below like $20 on a sale, I'd say probably pick it up and play it. But I think that's true for like almost all the David Cage games. Like Heavy Rain, if that's below like $10 now, it's worth just checking out, just playing through it. It's kind of
There was a deal going around, and you guys might want to check for this if you bought this on release day. There was a deal going around where you got Heavy Rain with a copy of this. I think it was like the
digital deluxe
edition or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know a lot of people, because it was the only thing on the store erroneously for a little bit, a lot of people actually bought that version by accident. So you may have a copy of Heavy Rain waiting for you.
That's dirty. But yeah, it's 6 out of 10 game for sure. That's my thoughts on it.
We were talking about it yesterday before Court of Swords started, and Go mentioned it a little bit today about tropes and stuff. I just want to say, like, after so many years of video games and movies and stuff, I'm willing to admit that I'm okay with tropes. Like certain tropes, I like them.
Well, they have to be.
Even though they're hackneyed, even though they've been done over and over again, there are certain tropes that I like and am not afraid to say that I enjoy them. If it's predictable, I'm fine with certain times that is the case. This happens to be one of those games where I'm like, I kind of see what's happening here, and I kind of see where this is going, but I like this kind of trope, so I'm good. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think just media in general, like tropes is not a bad, it's not a bad thing. It exists in every form, but like what Adam was saying, and what I agree with Adam yesterday is this beats you over the fucking head with it to make sure that you realize what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. And if you don't, then it literally just happens in front of you. And they sometimes just say the trope name in the dialogue itself. And you're just kind of like, really? I understand what's happening here. You don't have to fucking like shove it down my throat nonstop. That's, I think, what Adam was getting at. But Twitch is broken, by the way. Just to jump into a random tangent.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
it's broken completely. I was going to show some of Zeke's gameplay, but I can't even load his channel right now. So
my followers
Twitch is
hasn't been
broken.
loading
yeah,
at all.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Stuck with us. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, but it again, it's just, it was so funny to be a part of, to look at chat during this game. Like, this game is a fucking blast to stream, especially because of how opinionated and how attached people get to certain characters and that kind of stuff. And then you watch one get fucking beaten to death and chat turns on you, and people turned off the stream, like stopped fucking watching me. They're like, I can't fucking watch this shit anymore. Fuck you. And they're out. They just stopped watching.
Yeah.
It was great.
I had some pretty like amazing responses from my my tweet after playing the game. Like some very very aggressive tweets that I haven't seen in a very long time towards me.
Well, yeah, the 6 out of 10 shit. I mean, I
Yeah,
even
I
let it
know.
like trickle down to me. I caught wind of it. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, what the fuck?
It
Why
was
are people
real-
so like up in arms about this?
It was pretty interesting to say the least.
Well,
Well,
but
cool.
also, I gotta say, like, I understand some of it because some of the people were not upset because of the characters or whatever.
Right.
They were upset because the only parts of the game are pushing buttons to make choices,
Right.
and it's like it drives them mad. It's like the OCD of a gamer is like, push the button, push the button. Why aren't you pushing? It's a game. Push buttons. That's literally the only thing you can do in this game is push these buttons right now.
Yeah.
It's driving them mad.
It's true. Well, shit. I can't show any gameplay of anything. So, what are games that you guys have played? Zeke, since co-standing up, what are games that you've played? Let's do an indie day where we can't show any of the game footage. That sounds like fun.
No, we can't. Oh, we can talk about a game that you played before and I picked up.
What's that?
Wizard of Legend.
Oh, that's right. I did see you tweet about that. Did you enjoy it?
I fucking love it.
Okay, good.
It is a great game. It's definitely like become the after I'm done streaming game.
Yep.
Like it's Slay the Spire or Wizard of Legend. It's something that I play like an hour or two here and there. Like when I'm decompressing after a broadcast and I host somebody and I watch it. Usually I watch whoever I host for at least a little bit, like half an hour, or whatever. And while I'm doing that, I'm either playing Slay the Spire or Wizard of Legend. Now I'm just like kicking it, going in there. It's like, cause
it's quick. You're just in it.
Even if you fucking like do a build that just sucks, you go in there and you still get the gems that you come out with that like you pay for everything outside of the dungeon with.
Yeah.
So there's still some sort of reward there. Like even if you don't get very far, you like go in there, immediately die on the first level, but you still come out with like 3 or 4 gems. So there's a reward system. I like the loop, the gameplay loop of Wizard of Legend is really good.
It's also just so easy to jump in, right? Like you're into the thick of it very, very fast in that game. And it's very also like actiony, so you die pretty quickly if you're not paying attention. So it kind of demands your full attention for sure. How far did you get? What bosses did you down? Or I guess what's the furthest you've gotten is probably the best question there.
I mean, I think I only got the first. I think I got the first boss down, and then I think I died to the second mini boss, whatever. It's like
So 2-1.
1-2 boss. Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. Okay, gotcha. That's cool.
But I play it with controller too, so
Yeah, how's the controller? Because I only played keyboard and mouse.
see, the controller is good if you have things you don't have to aim necessarily. Like AoE stuff is better with controller, but stuff like the spear, the ice spear, or the fireball and shit like that, like
Hard
stuff
to
you
aim.
have to aim is not nearly as intuitive because it's not a twin stick. Like you can't aim, like the right stick does absolutely nothing, which kind of bugs me a little bit that I can't like, because in most twin sticks, like you move with the left and you aim in the
Circle.
radial,
Yeah.
with the right, and that's how you aim stuff. Like if you're in Hotline, you're shooting a gun and stuff. That's how you aim with the other stick. But this one doesn't do that.
Yeah. I enjoy it for sure. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've gone
What
back.
was your
times.
favorite? What's your favorite
skill?
basic weapon?
I use the lightning whip thing. I forgot what it was called, but yeah,
I got to go with Rock Fist.
Everyone was super into the rock fist. Is it because of the animation?
It's huge.
It's
huge.
It's 'cause of the
You
size.
don't have to aim it. You don't have to be accurate with it.
I get that. The lightning whip is just real fast, and so I was able to get in like a shit ton of combos real quick and then get out.
Oh sure.
That's why I preferred using that. Yeah, Code, do you have any plans to pick that up in the future? The Wizard of Legend.
It is on my very short list. In fact, I was going to check out a game called Agony after I was done with Dark Souls Remastered, but I actually may wait on that. So
It seems pretty
Wizard
rough.
of Legend may be coming up with that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying Agony's pretty rough and kind of not that interesting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to check it out. I'm excited.
Well, in that case, maybe we should talk about it until after you've played it.
Yeah,
Because I'm actually not playing it because I've heard about how bad it is.
Oh yeah,
I
I heard from Dan yesterday.
yeah. Dan's
Okay.
he played and we talked to him about it on Quarter Sword.
It
That's why I can't wait.
Yeah, it seems like a B movie, B horror movie.
I think we heard different things, Zeke. I was actually really hyped for it. And then I watched some streamers play it. And I watched a few just quit it because they were not having so much fun with it. And I watched another, like, it's not that they're quitting it because it's like, oh, this is so nasty and weird and crazy. They're quitting it because it's like a walking simulator. And it's not very fun.
That's about what Dan said. Zeke's interested in playing it because it's bad. That's what he was trying to get at.
That's why you want to play it, is because it's terrible?
Yeah.
I'm more excited now because people have been saying it's so bad, because I have played and have loved playing indie buggy messes, a lot of them, and most of the buggy messes that I play that I have the most hilarious times with are horror games. Like one or two dudes, like this is their final like college project or something like that. They put it out on Steam. I found it, I play it, and it's almost broken, and it's just so much fun. I have so much fun with shit like that. So that's kind of where my head's at with Agony.
Yeah.
That may be perfect for you then. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it should be
I
right
was
up your
thinking
alley.
it was going to be like really dark, Bioshocky, like an actual fun game with some really crazy psychotic elements. And what it ended up looking like is a pretty standard walking simulator where 80% of the game is just walking around without any music and without really much to see. And then you get up to an event, and then something weird and nasty happens. And then it's like, let's walk around and do some more stuff for 3 minutes. Oh, and there's something nasty. And then let's walk for like 5 minutes. Oh, I just fell down that hole and I need to go back and do everything I just did again. Okay. Apparently things aren't as nearly as freaky the second and third and fourth time you've seen them, which is also an issue. So I don't know. You know, I bet you'll find something that's there, Zeke, because I'm kind of disenfranchised because I was really looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be like something like one of those you have to play this kind of games. And yeah, a lot of people are saying you basically were expecting Scorn.
That's right. There's multiple games kind of that were doing this, trying to do the same thing, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm hoping Scorn will be what I was kind of hoping Agony would be. Yeah.
Okay.
No, Agony, like I don't have a lot of games. Like I have like a dry erase calendar that I can just look at over here with like game release dates and stuff like that. Like there's not a lot. Like there's Yakuza 6, there's God of War, there's Detroit, and then Agony was one. I was like, oh, Agony. I'm gonna put that on the board so I remember it. And I have mixed emotions about like how bad it is. Like I'm happy that it's so bad, but I really wanted it, like in my heart of hearts, I want it to be good.
Yeah.
Oh well. Oh well. Zeke, I got your VODs to load. Kind of.
You did?
But okay. I think whatever. Oh no, what's happening? Come back. There we go. Zeke, whatever is in this VOD we're talking about. We don't get to choose our Indie Sunday today. We just get to talk about this specific Indie Sunday. And we're starting with the pink game of death. What is this?
This. Oh yeah. I believe this is test expected behavior.
What?
Yes, it is.
What the fuck is this?
Okay. Yep. It is. It's unfortunate that this game is titled test, but it's .t.e.s.t. That's how the game is in Steam. It's with all those dots, test : expected behavior.
Okay.
Unfortunate title for a very fun fucking game. Very fun puzzle game. Kind of like it gives you an antechamber kind of feel to it.
That's exactly what I'm getting.
But it's not like you don't backtrack or anything. It's just like beat this level, and it just progressively gets more and more difficult. They add more and more things. Like you have a a clone basically that follows you. Like you start the level, and then 10 seconds in, you have a clone that copies exactly what you do in this virtual world. So in order to open a door, you have to like pass this thing, pass this blue barrier. So you pass it once, and the door closes, and then your clone passes it, and then the door opens again. Then you can move through. And if you touch the clone that is made, you die basically. The level restarts because you can't like touch a clone. So you have to like organize how you move through the level so you can if you have to backtrack so you avoid touching your clone and stuff like that. And it's just it's like a rat maze basically is what you're trying to get through, and it just progressively gets more and more difficult. It's pretty cool. Like the feeling of the game is very much like you feel like you're in a scientific experiment. It has it's very it's like a very sterile environments. It's like kind of like Portal, but with less personality, I guess, more clinical and less humor. But for how much was it? It is $8. Totally worth $8, man. If you like puzzle games, it's got a lot of content to offer as far as looking at what I didn't complete, because you can see like the nodes of places you're supposed to go, and it gets pretty goddamn complicated. Like as far as what how to figure out how to beat puzzles and stuff, because there's speeding up time, slowing down time. There's like you can only go through red walls if you are holding the red ball, and you have to jump in slow motion and then speed up time and throw something and then slow it down again and stuff like that. There's a lot of complex mechanics in it as you progress through the game. So I would totally recommend it if you like puzzle games like Portal and Antichamber.
How much was it?
$8, $7.99.
Oh, that's not too bad. Okay.
No, it's very much worth it.
Cool.
And I think I can't remember though. I think the soundtrack is pretty good too, but I'm not sure if it was this game or a different one.
If I do this, you guys can probably hear it when I talk. Does it sound like there's good music or no? Can you hear anything at all? Nope. Nothing.
Nope.
Okay.
There might not be anything.
That's weird.
But if you get further in the game, like of my gameplay of this, you can see me do a level over and over again, because it gets frustrating from time to time when you can't figure out how to fucking do something. You're like, I just want to finish this one fucking thing because I know, and it's like sometimes it's pretty precise timing where you have to go here, rest for a second, move up, rest, turn around, avoid your clone, because you need the clone to rest in those specific spots, because there's a turret gun that is a motion detector that will fucking shoot the clone.
Huh.
So on and so forth. Yeah. This level, it was this level right here. This level like fucking drilled me for like 20 minutes.
Oh, the game's called Echoplex, not Test? Wait, what? I thought this was Test.
Is this not Echoplex? Or is this not Test Expected Behavior?
Chat's saying this is Echoplex. I trust you over chat, always.
Fuck!
His name is Echoplex. Yeah, I was going to say, careful with that, JP.
Oh, it's Echoplex. God damn it.
I have no idea. I'm kidding.
God damn it.
Hold on, here's a link to Echoplex.
That's what happens with
it's definitely Echoplex, yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Both of them are first-person platformer puzzle games.
I see.
This one is just Echoplex, you have an echo. That's right. That makes sense. Echoplex. My fucking bad, guys. I am so fucking sorry.
It's fine.
But okay, the red ball, speed up, slow down time. That's Test. This one is a platform puzzle game. It is $14.99. My bad. It has a running storyline underneath all of the game, and it's kind of like a Anonymous is rising up in the world, kind of a thing, and It says, okay, is a time-bending puzzle platformer with full-motion video story. Trapped in a mysterious looping simulation, you are followed by an echo, a duplicate of yourself who repeats everything you do. That's this game. Other game is, yeah, no, I lost all credibility. I just want to move on. I just want to move on. I combined two games, and I am sorry. I fucked up.
What is this game? Talk to me about Test.
This game is kind of dumb. It's called Don't Pray to Satan.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Don't pray to Satan. And what you have to do is there's a big satanic shrine in the middle of this town, and you have to get people to not pray to Satan.
Okay, short and sweet.
You have to turn townspeople into like priests to get their morale, or not their morale, their like the evil meter or whatever it's called. You have to get their evil meter down, and you have to convince people that like Satan is bad and shit like that. And that's fucking. I played it for 25 minutes. It's
right. What's it cost?
It's meh. Don't Pray to Satan costs. I think it was pretty cheap. Oh, guess how much it costs?
$6.66.
Exactly right.
Boom, nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it. Don't pray Satan. What's this?
It's an early access, by the way. So
okay, all right.
Take that for what it will.
Gotcha. What is this game?
Oh shit! This game is. Oh, I think it's Space Tyrant.
Space Tyrant?
Yeah, Space Tyrant. Now I'm second guessing myself. I want to fucking make sure I got the right fucking game. Yes. This game is called Space Tyrant. And it's okay, terrorize the galaxy for fun and profit. Space Tyrant is a surprisingly deep beer and pretzel strategy game set in a darkly humorous future. Build a mighty space force, disintegrate peaceful aliens, and rule irresponsibly on your relentless march to total domination. It's fucking fun. It's a really fun game. It's called Space Tyrant. It's $19.99, a little spendy for an indie game, but it has lots of elements that you recognize from other games, not specifically stolen, but definitely like you go from planet to planet, kill what's there, grab the resources. In order to beat the level, you have to do certain quest. You have to complete certain quests to proceed to the next level, like occupy 5 planets or kill this particular space force that is in your way or whatever. It's turn-based combat like you're seeing here. Well, is it? No, it's not turn-based. No, it's real. No, it's real time, but it's slow. It's slow real time. At least to start with. You don't really have to have like snap reactions because your ships can only do 1 or 2 things at a time, and you have to wait for see the lightning bolts filling up on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
That's your energy filling up, so you can do certain actions. So you have to actually just wait for the lightning bolts to fill up, and then you can click on your ship to do their like a special thing, like a heal or like a send a super laser or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But the sense of humor, it's right on with the sense of humor. It's fun. Yeah, $20 might be a little bit much for it, but I really enjoyed my time with it. I played it for about an hour and a half. It's great.
What's like the dice and card mechanic?
Dice and card. The dice mechanic is whether you can take over the planet. Planets have defense, and you can hedge your bet with the dice. So like if a planet has like 4 defense, you roll a 6-sided dice, and if you get higher than a 4, then you can take over the planet. I'm not sure if a tie wins or anything, but you can take over the planet, and you can hedge your bets, like add an extra dice when taking over planets. Like that's where the cards come in. The cards are like power-ups and stuff. It says like destroy 2 ships from the next battle, or add another dice when you roll to take over a planet, like that kind of stuff. And that's where the card mechanics come in. They like use them as power-ups.
Do you get to choose your? I don't know if race is the right word, but do you get to choose like your champion or anything, or are you stuck with like these Protoss looking guys?
No, you unlock them as you go. You start. I think you have to start as a bunny rabbit, like a space bunny.
Gotcha.
But I think you unlock more as you go as you play the game.
Cool. $20. What's the name one more time?
Space Tyrant.
Space Tyrant. All right, check it out. Well, you played this for a long time, and then you went into this one. What the fuck is this?
Okay, this one is. Hold on.
This is the
Rays
new
of
Halo.
Light?
See, that's what happens when you played like so many. Like I'm trying to figure out like. Nope.
The Jesse Cox game. Let's just call it that.
No, if you're looking at what I'm looking at, like I have like 50 indie games like all lined up. That I'm trying to sort through. Like what does this look like? It is. Lake Ridden, Last Dead End, no. Crossing Still, no.
Does it have the name Mike in it?
Mike Dies. Is it Mike Dies? It is Mike Dies. Okay, cool.
Mike, yeah.
That's why. Because looking at it, would you say like this is a game that screams to you Mike Dies?
Well, I mean, it does say Mike dies after.
Oh, there it is. If I would have just been looking at the goddamn screen. No, I mean if it said like laser death game or something like that'd be like more like I would find that more easily. But Mike Dies could be any game ever.
This is quickly becoming like a test of your memory and how to jog it very quickly. So
my memory is fucking bad.
So what's
Mike Dies is $14.99. Surprisingly fucking fun puzzle platformer game. The thing that makes this game so much fun is that there are lots of secret paths that when you find them, you're like, that was pretty cool. I feel clever for having found it. Basically the pixelated, like black and white pixelated parts will kill you unless your body is completely enveloped in it. And then there's parts like this running ominous, like Eye of Sauron kind of follows you and taunts you and tells you like you're terrible. The weight of the world will destroy you and stuff like that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's very, very fun. Unlockable levels, like you have to find these like the band-aids in Meat Boy. There's these orbs you find and you use them to unlock other levels or other doors within the same level. So you'll go to like level 1-3 and you'll see like one of those pixelated squares with like the number 13 on it, which means you have to have found 13 of these secret orbs in order to use this door, kind of a thing. But you find that things that look like they're supposed to kill you, you're like, okay, but I can actually put my entire body inside of that. So that means there's probably a door there. And sure enough, there is. When you find something like the white pixelated stuff that doesn't cover your entire body, basically what happens is it cuts, like it lasers off that part of your body. So if you're up to your waist, it goes zzz, and like your body like gets cut in half and you fall down and die. But if you can envelop your entire body, it like teleports you. It's kind of strange, but it's very, very fun.
How much is Jesus? How much is Mike Dies?
$14.99. Not sure if it's worth all that, but I played this for about an hour and a half as well. Anything I play for over an hour is
not bad.
Something that I'm really enjoying, and I really enjoyed that this game.
Huh. It's got a weird look to it. Like the character's like this weird. The character looks very out of place in this, and maybe that's by design, right?
That was a little funky for me too, to see like this kind of like Pixar animated dude in this like kind of pixelated world.
Yeah.
The levels are also extremely basic, just like straight hard edges everywhere, rectangles. Like it's
Yep.
It almost looks like a pixel art world with a 3D character.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. But lots of, I mean, there's, as far as I know, it seems like there's lots of content, lots of different levels, lots of different secrets and orbs and shit that you can do. It's fun.
They seem pretty quick too. Like you're not spending too much time in a level, which seems kind of cool.
No, that's definitely an advantage for games, level-based platforming games like this. Resetting is super important. That's what like Meat Boy is like the gold standard for games like that. Short levels.
Yeah.
When you die, you reset super fast so you can get right back into the game.
Yeah, they figured that out.
This has that too. Yeah.
Cool. And then I think there was one more on this day. Yeah, you're playing a 3D game here. An FPS of sorts.
This game is called, I believe this is Dead Step. See, I look at it and I go, horror game. What's a horror game title? Dead Step. I looked at that platform game and like, with lasers, I was like, okay, like spacey something. No, Mike dies. Oh, fuck. All right, whatever. This one actually looks like it would be Dead Step, and it is. One day you will dream. Okay, that's right. This one has a lot of
broken English,
a lot of bad translation.
Oh yes.
In it. One day you will dream confined in a mansion. There is a invisible ghost in the mansion. Of course, you can't see that ghosts, but you can watch or listen ghost footprints and footsteps.
Fuck yeah, you can.
Avoid ghosts and find the items you need for exorcism. Find the item and survive before the ghost finds you.
This game sounds great.
It's $4.99. It's not. It's basically what you do is it's a level progression where you have to find 6 candles, put them in the pentagram, light them to make the ghost go away, and then you win that level and you go to the next level, basically. And there's like a difficulty slider where you can make the ghost a little bit more, make the ghost faster.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. So if the ghost finds you, you kind of have to start the level over again. I think they save money. I'm not like actually drawing a ghost and putting it in the game, like
that makes
making
sense.
it.
Yeah.
So it's just sounds and footsteps on the ground. You can see like the footprints it's making.
Okay. All right.
But it's not that much more to it.
Is it worth $4.99?
It's $4.99. I don't. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
Short and sweet.
I'm gonna say no.
Short and sweet. Oh, you played one more. What's this?
This is that game.
Oh, this is the test game.
This is test.
Okay.
This is test expected behavior.
All right, we've gone
This
full
is the
circle.
game that I fucking mashed up.
And I completely see why you got them confused in the first few seconds.
Totally.
Yeah. This is the game where you have speed up, slow down. It's like the levels are on a VHS tape where you can do fast forward, slow motion, reverse, that kind of stuff to play the game or to complete the levels. This one I had to figure out how do I get on these platforms when there's walls in my way, and the answer ended up being you have to do like slow motion jumps in the air. You have to do a turn mid-air to get around the wall and then land on the platform. And you have to do that a few times because when you're in slow motion, you can turn do in mid-air. Whereas in regular motion, you can't. So you have to figure out how to do that.
Huh.
When you earlier said that the first game was like Portal 2, you actually meant this game, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay, because this game looks like Portal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see you do this trick jump stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too.
Yeah, and it's called Skywalker. Look at my face, like I got a fucking my thinking face. My mouth is like wide open.
It's pretty close to mine. Yeah. When you play these games, does chat usually know? Like, do you usually have people in the chat that have played before, or is it a brand new experience for everyone?
Not usually. No. The games that sometimes there at least is a couple of people usually who have played the game because I play suggestions from my chat. Like
Right.
they go to my Discord and put like the game suggestions, and that's where I take 90% of my indie games that I play on Indie Sunday from the chat, like from them suggesting things.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip ahead to see if you figure out this jumping thing.
I do, and you'll see me in the air. And I had a lot of fun, like
Oh shit! You already figured it out.
making the slow motion speaking as I was jumping.
I don't, from you jumping off every time and saying that, oh yeah, you got to go slow motion and turn. I don't understand how you would even figure that out. Because there's nothing in the game that's like leading you to, unless the game's, maybe it's just the level that's supposed to be the clue there. Like the level name is Skywalker. I'm not sure.
That's what fucking clued me in on what I had to do.
Okay.
It honestly, it was like the level. I clicked. I went Skywalker. If that means I have to like be in midair for a long time.
Right.
How do I do that? You jump in slow motion, and then you figure that out, and you go, oh, I can go like this, and it's just trial and error and figuring it out, because they do introduce elements to the game pretty systematically. It's you have this, you have fast forward now you have rewind, now you have fast rewind, and now you have this. Like every level like adds a new thing.
I'm glad you got that
called-
reference, because I just would have dropped to the floor, cut my arm off, and start looking for my dad. So I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
But this is test expected behavior. It's $8. It was a frustratingly good puzzle platformer game, without portals. It's like Portal without portals. Instead of a portal gun, you have like a fast forward and rewind.
Oh, is this where you figure it out? I really just want to see what this looks like. Because it
I
reminds
know.
me of like those old trick jumping videos that I used to watch for like Quake and shit like that.
CS.
Yeah,
I
or
watched-
CS, yeah.
I used to watch those more than actual CS. I probably have more hours watched for CS. What are they called? Skiing? Is that
Yeah.
what it's called?
Yeah.
CS skiing. I have watched
Surf
Summit do
maps,
more
skiing
CS
maps.
skiing than I have watched him play Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I used to back in the
Surfing. That's what it was surfing. Surfing.
Before that there was the Quake. Oh, there you go. Now you
This is
figure
where
it
it
out.
clicks. This is where it clicks, and I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. Yep.
I see.
Oh, cool. Okay. So how do you trigger the different speeds? Is it with the keyboard?
Just like a key. Yeah, a keyboard.
Okay.
Like V, I think V is just slow down. And here we go. Like I'm gonna like. I bet I can. You get around this wall with slow motion. Like you got to get to the other platform.
I see.
super slow. I fucking missed it. Oh no.
See, for me, this
And there you go. And then I can rewind it.
yeah.
Come on back. And then try it again. And you started off and here I go. Like that. It's fucking fun.
God. This just makes me want to go play Defrag from the Quake 3 days of my my childhood. I remember going to I think I've told this story before, but it's worth retelling because of how disgusting it is. I would go to QuakeCon every year, and one year I went to QuakeCon, and there was a guy who used to put a ton of like trick jumping videos on the internet, and he was there at like, I don't know what booth, some fucking shitty mouse booth or something like that, maybe mouse pad. And it was the first time I ever met him in person, but I looked at his mouse pad and it was like kind of slimy. I was like, why is your mouse pad slimy? And he goes, oh, I rub it down with Vaseline every time I play. And so ever since then, I would use Vaseline on my mouse pad for like the next 5 or 6 years. So I just had like a tub of Vaseline sitting right next to my computer where I would just polish the mouse pad if I was going to play Quake.
That's what that was for, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey man, it felt
I
really
believe you.
smooth, if you know what I'm saying. Both on the mouse pad
JP
and also.
using stories like that as cover stories since 2014.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty look. If
And
I
see,
was,
sometimes I put too much Vaseline on it, so I got this box
No.
of tissues
See,
here, and
you
that's
don't-
to wipe that off.
you don't even want to use Vaseline.
when
It's too
I,
oily. There's too
yeah.
much grease afterwards. It's just a bad. It's a bad thing. It doesn't work out. But it's good for the mouse pads because it'll stay on there for a long time. So that was before Teflon pads were a thing on every mouse. Anyways, should we do another Indie Sunday? We've got some time. Are there any other games, Code, that we need to talk about? We didn't talk about Raft. We can talk a little bit
Raft.
about Raft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about Raft.
If it loads,
Did you
let's
guys
see.
play it?
I did. I played it for about 7 or 8 hours solo. Yeah. I think the same day you were playing it. Same day you beat it, I think. I was playing it
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, so wait, you didn't beat it?
No, no. That was on Thursday. So I ended the broadcast right after the news of TB. So that's why I didn't finish it.
Ah, cool. So yeah, Raft is a very cool idea. I feel like the survival multiplayer genre, like Conan Exile's Rust. There's arguably Forest. That there's been a lot of iterations of that game. We've all played a bunch of them, and what's really cool about Raft is Raft distills that genre down to the absolute basic of gameplay, where there's not even a world. There is no world. The resources all just kind of float towards you. There's like a few islands to explore every now and then, but honestly, it's nothing you can plan for. And it's all about your little base raft, which you can extend out and build on, and just utilizing all the resources that come to you in that journey. I had a really good time in this game. The tech tree was long enough to be interesting. The constant shark friend Francis that follows you around.
God, he gets annoying sometimes.
Woo! I tell you, he brings in some interesting gameplay. There's a lot to discover. There's a lot to work towards. There's probably 2 levels of tech, and there's an ending, which was fun too. So what I will say about Raft is I beat the game in about 6.5 hours. I enjoyed what I had, but I feel like it's about half of what the game is going to be one day. Like there is clearly a lot of stuff that they've started working on that's just not really developed yet. And
Sure.
there was a few bugs and stuff like that as well. But I feel like this could be a really, really fun game, not only for replayability, but also just to play through it once. But I feel like right now it's a little short and it's a little early access in terms of just not having a huge amount of things. But it was fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was good. It's like Sea of Thieves. No, not really. Like your raft basically is just floating in this endless ocean.
Yeah.
And and yeah, for the record, there is an ending. You can keep playing the game after the ending, theoretically. But there is I guess I can't really spoil this. Basically, you work your way through the tech tree and you eventually create this rather complex object that lets you find something, and then you can find that thing, which is unique, and then you kind of like get this influx of lore about the game world and what you're doing. And there's even hints, some pretty big hints about like this further, much larger objective, but it just ends
Stops.
at that point.
Okay.
Like there's no continuation of the actual objective. So maybe that was the early access part of it. Like maybe it will get a lot bigger, and maybe there will be that second objective, and maybe that'll be like the second stage of the game, which I can completely see happening. But right now it's early access. It's a little short. It's fun, but it's not going to be the kind of thing you're going to be playing for like 10+ hours, and the replayability is pretty low right now.
Yeah. I didn't play it co-op. You didn't play it co-op, but I know like Gas Mexican, for example, played a co-op with like Burke and that like group that he plays with every night, and they had a shit ton of fun playing it co-op. So if you got friends that play these type of games, I think it's definitely worth that for sure. I don't know how fast that speeds up progression in the game, so be fearful of that a little bit, because you might just be able to go way too quick if everyone's fishing or everyone's collecting stuff in terms of the tech tree and stuff like that. But I enjoyed it as well for what it's worth. Just playing by myself. What were we going to mention, Co?
Some people in chat actually just mentioned, like, I couldn't say it better myself. What about Zoidberg just said, hopefully it'll pull a Subnautica. And that's kind of exactly what I'm hoping too. Where if you played Subnautica like a year ago, it was still a pretty damn good game. Like Subnautica was good and you could play it through and it was really fun, kind of like how Raft is now. But then after a year of development, Subnautica went from, hey, this is a pretty cool game to play, to like a really damn good full single player experience. And I'm kind of hoping that same thing happens with Raft. I think it certainly could. Like it's got all the foundation it needs. There just needs to be like, again, there needs to be a lot more. And hopefully that's what we'll see as it keeps developing.
Yeah.
I'll probably be playing it again multiple patches from now just to see the changes and stuff.
Yeah, I think the next time I play it would probably be co-op, just because I think that'd be a different take on it for sure. Co was not strapped, but what's the fucking what anchored to an island. But most of the game is out here in kind of the open ocean with it moving like this. I would think if you have seasickness, you probably shouldn't play this game because it's a lot of this going up and down. Especially if it gets stormy, then it's a lot of this. So
I actually caught in my chat somebody saying they couldn't watch because of how much the sea was. Yeah, so that is something to consider.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure. But yeah, I had a pretty good time with it. Also, my raft looked like a complete fucking joke. And then about 5 seconds or about 5 minutes of like looking at it, I was like, oh, I can turn this into a beautiful plane. And so I did. And I was very happy with that towards the end with the wings and everything. Also the birds. I think the birds are worse than the shark, because the fucking scarecrow doesn't work at all. It just
you have to place it. We learned the hard way. You have to place it properly. It has to be facing the plots.
I see.
And then the birds will attack the scarecrow instead. And then you can just go up and then make food out of them. So that worked great.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. People are asking to see the plane. I'll show you the quick plane here. This is the other trick. You just make these capture nets, just giant wings.
Oh, God, yeah.
You just get everything, and it feels real good collecting all that stuff.
We found the technique at the end is basically just make a giant square, and then you fill the entire second to last outside of the top and right side. And that way, no matter which way your raft is facing, no matter where you're going, you'll almost always catch everything in the ocean.
That makes sense.
That's one thing, for instance, that really bugged me about the game is there's no rudder for your raft.
Right.
So when you're floating through the ocean, the game basically randomly picks a direction, and then all the loot flows from that direction. So what I did is I built like a T for my first ship. And like the whole front was this giant row of garbage catchers. And then the very first island I landed against completely shifted which way my boat was. And then right when the loot started spawning, I had my nice flat row of things and the loot was all coming like this. and I literally spent like 2 hours building that damn ship. So I had to rip the whole thing apart and basically make the L, and that then worked fine for the rest of the time.
You can use the sail to kind of guide yourself a little bit.
You can if it's a square, the sail will move the square around. It will never turn the square like a rudder would. So that was the biggest issue.
That makes sense.
As long as you make your base kind of like in a multi-direction, it's just fine. But I didn't want to do that and was definitely trying my damnedest. I was using like paddles and I was putting like different sails at different corners. And I was like, let's turn this one. And oh man, it was a mess.
Nice.
I couldn't figure out a way to do it.
Nice.
But what I was told is eventually, if you just sit there long enough, like the trash will come from all the directions. So, it's not trying to screw you. It's just you can't turn the ship.
Sure. That's a shark, by the way. You got to do that about every, I don't know. What would you say, 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the antagonist of the game.
Yeah.
Is the shark who is always following you, and
you can kill him, but he just keeps showing up after that.
He keeps coming back.
Yeah.
We had like 4 shark heads by the time we were done. Actually, I think we had 1 mounted shark head and 2 regular shark heads. It was pretty ridiculous.
I had about the same.
I'm just excited to play another game with little to no story.
Yeah, story's kind of going away for sure.
Love those games. Love games that don't have writers anymore.
Look, you don't need to be a writer to be a game or to make a game. Okay.
Speaking of
right.
streamers,
you're absolutely right.
And single player games. Last year, one of the esports organization tweeted out like the top 10 most watched streams, and we were like 9th. My channel was 9th because I just happened to tag the Detroit Become Human and Dark Souls Remastered original crowd. Yeah. And somebody responds like, "Who's that Co guy?" And someone's like, "I think he's the only one that doesn't play Fortnite in this list." And then people were like, "Wait, there's streamers that don't play Fortnite?" Like it was this like.
That's starting to become a thing, by the way, on Twitch. I've seen a lot of people in my chat, but also in other chats that are just like, "Thank God you're not playing Fortnite like everyone else."
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's a big thing yet, but people are starting to get a little bit of a little tired of watching just constant Fortnite. So,
well, dude, like some streamers are having trouble streaming Fortnite still. Like they just. It's very interesting when one game that has no barrier to entry. You don't need to be part of any sports team. You don't have to be in a part of any league. You can just jump in, and if you're good enough and you know the right people, then you're going to get an audience. And there hasn't been a game like this since I've really been started streaming, not to this degree at all.
Yeah.
So it's making a lot of these top streamers really frustrated that kind of stick to one or two games, because if they don't play Fortnite, but you only play one or two games, that's not a great place to be on Twitch right now.
Yeah.
That's not a great place to be on Twitch if you only play one or two games and Fortnite isn't one of them. Because then you're not dipping into the other pools like we do. Variety streamers, we go where the waves are. We're like surfers. We don't just sit in flat water and go, why isn't the surfing working? Like, we go to the waves. But a lot of streamers are in situations now where their normal influx of people that watch your stream for the first time are now watching Fortnite. And it's like, if they don't go to play Fortnite too, then yeah, that kind of sucks. That kind of really sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
it'll be interesting. I think almost any time throughout this whole Twitch thing, I've always said, like, man, I can't wait to see 6 months from now what it's going to look like. Because it's always the case. I can never predict a single. If you had told me that Fortnite, when that game launched pre-BR, would be the hottest fucking thing since Minecraft, I would have called you a fucking moron and banned you from my chat. But no, they would have been correct. They would have 100%, and no one could fucking correct themselves. No one could predict that.
I'm still surprised that Fortnite just destroyed PUBG.
I am
in terms
too,
of
man.
viewership.
It's crazy.
I mean, I felt PUBG was the more realistic option. I thought the Counter-Strike fans would have been flocking to that over the cartoony style of Fortnite. I thought the building was going to turn a ton of people off. I'm still baffled that people love a BR game with this crazy building mechanic over like traditional guns in PUBG. It's crazy. Yeah, it's true. PUBG has a lot of issues of its own. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of reason for that. If PUBG was a better game, then arguably it would have more viewership. But even then, it's still just like you said, JP. It's still surprising.
Yeah,
it's still very surprising.
It's insane how big it is. Like, the numbers around Fortnite are just astronomical at the top. Both on Twitch and outside of Twitch, like in the world, in the gaming world, there's very few games that go outside of the gaming world and like leak into like mainstream. Minecraft was the one before, and now Fortnite is out there, and it's just fucking crazy.
And I'm with you, Co. There's absolutely no reason at all that people would play Fortnite over PUBG. Like, no reason at all.
Wait, what? I didn't. What? I mean, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to get the chat going because, like, a fucking 1,000 people were like, it's free to play. Like, we don't fucking know that.
Yeah.
Free to play. That's free.
Free to play only carries the game so far. To be honest, sure, it'll get you a lot of like. It's not the reason that game's so big. It's a contributing factor, but there's other.
No wonder all the kids are playing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would like to see that. I would like to see this become a trend, though. I would like to see like.
What do you mean?
Like a
VR games?
A free to play games.
Oh.
Yeah, free to play games where you pay for what you want in the game, but you don't have to pay for the core game.
They're kind of.
I think that'd be awesome.
I honestly think like what EA's doing with their microtransaction stuff for Battlefield 5 is big of a reason, or Fortnite is as big as a reason as Star Wars Battlefront failing. Like, I think they're both responses to that in Battlefield 5. Like, Fortnite's making a fuck ton of money, and it's purely from cosmetic shit. And
Path of Exile, same thing.
Yeah, and Path of Exile kind of started that too. A much smaller audience for sure, but yeah, they. I hope that's where we end up a year from now, because it seems like a good way to handle it all.
Speaking of Path of Exile, there's a new league on Friday that people happen to have like a giant boner about.
Yeah, but
I heard that if you play the new league, you have to play SSF.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I also heard that you got to pay $10 to play because of Tencent. So a lot of people are up in arms about that.
And all the servers were moved to China.
Yep. Yeah, everyone.
The ping's
real
terrible.
Bad. Ping's real bad. It's real bad.
It's terrible.
No, we had a. For those of you who didn't watch, was it last week? We had Ziz on.
Zizarin was on.
And we talked PoE blue in the face.
Yeah.
Oh God, there are some people. We are kidding about everything.
We're joking, by the way.
That was all a joke.
That was
all a joke. I saw some guy legitimately said, "Oh wow, well, FPOE then."
I saw that too.
I'm done with that game.
Was it $10?
Yeah, or maybe the ping, something like that.
Fake ass $10 comments. I was like, "Fuck it, never doing it again."
But that means we have to work on our sarcasm because we're not being sarcastic enough with those comments, or just keep doing them and say fuck it. Yeah.
What you do is
I think the dry delivery.
And every 2 minutes, it's just $5 right off your card. Boom.
There you go.
Boom.
There you
boom,
go. You got to push it.
Up, Clippy from Microsoft Word, and he says, "Thanks for the $5, partner." Every 2 minutes, just boom, just like that. It's great.
Yep.
And every time Tencent sends you an email thanking you for the purchase.
Yep. It's true. It's true. Yeah, Zeke, I tweeted this last night, but I tried to understand the patch notes, but still after like however many 600 plus hours that I put in, those patch notes just mean absolutely nothing to me. And I'm like, well, I'll just wait for someone smarter about PoE to tell me what to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Patch note.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the best thing about PoE is, well, not the best thing obviously, but like one of the good things about PoE is someone else is going to put in the work of studying and working the math out and shit like that, so you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. You
can just have fun and play the game optimally.
See, but here's the other thing is like Ziggy D was doing a stream last night breaking down the patch notes, and it was like 4.5 hours long. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch 4.5 hours of anyone talk about anything in depth. So we need like an abridged patch notes here so I can understand what the fuck is going on in that game. So I'll try, I guess, on Friday. I'll definitely be playing. I think Ko's going to check it out as well. So we'll be able to talk about it next week.
It depends on how good Vampyr is and how long it is.
When does that start?
When does the
league starts on Friday.
Friday. What is that?
That's the second.
Wait, it starts in 2 days?
Yeah.
The first.
Oh,
that's the first. Yeah, that would be the first. That makes sense.
Friday the first.
Oh, I didn't realize it started in 2 days. Yeah, I'll probably check it out then. Do we know what time on the first?
It's probably 3 o'clock. Yeah, it's the afternoon stuff.
Yeah.
As always.
So yeah, I'll definitely play that. Vampyr isn't until the 5th. For some reason, I thought it didn't come out until the 8th. I thought it came out a week later.
No,
so
that'd
great.
be rough.
In that case, I definitely will be trying it. I have no idea what build or anything yet, but
same here.
I'll give it some time.
I'm gonna try to play a bow build actually, but I don't think they're gonna be that. Yeah, after like everyone's like, oh, you don't want to play that, dude. It's gonna suck in the new league. So everyone's saying Arc is actually good. They buffed Arc, and so I might have to play Arc because that was my original.
I'm gonna give that a try too.
Yeah.
Arc is which base? Arc which build?
Yeah, that was my first character ever in PoE, and it was awful. It was the worst character I've ever played.
I'm gonna try a witch build.
I'm gonna try
do a
that
witch
time.
build.
You could do a witch build.
I want to do a witch build.
Do a witch build. Check it out.
Yeah. Let's be witch bros. Want to be witch bros? Zeke?
I'll be witch bro.
Arc witch bros.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I couldn't do PoE. I can't. Like I had a lot of fun for the 8 hours I played it, like in Toto.
Yeah.
But it's that Diablo like stuff, not the games for me, I guess.
Makes sense, man. Some people
enjoy
enjoy Detroit, others enjoy PoE. Do what?
I feel like our roles should be reversed as far as like hating games, JP. Because I play a lot of variety of games, but when you really boil it down, I don't play a lot of variety of games. Like I don't like survival games. I don't like base building games. Like there's tons of I don't like the isometric games like PoE and that kind of genre.
Honestly,
like
I can boil it down to like the whole statement of me not liking a lot of games. My fan base bleeds over with Ko's, and Ko likes a lot of games, and his fan base likes a lot of games. So when I don't like a game, his fan base lets me know that I don't like any games. Is how that kind of breaks down. Yeah. It took me a little bit to realize that, but yeah. After like getting that tweet, I would go back and, all right, let's see what this guy. Oh, he's a okay. All right, I understand it now. It took me.
Wait. He's a guy. Is that what it? Oh, he's one of those people.
Yeah, he's a fan. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Don't drink your beer. And
Yeah. No, I don't have a lot of bleed over, but I have a little bit. And I can always tell, like, when someone's like putting co-emotes in my chat, I'm like, you're fucking judging me. I know you are. You're fucking silently judging me.
Yeah, you're a spy. I know why you're here.
I just need to make an emote code judge. It's just a picture of my cat.
No, it should just be that face right there. You don't need, it doesn't need to be a
There it
cat.
is, yep.
Yeah. You don't have to get
That's your new emote on my channel. Right there, that face.
co-judge.
Oh no, JP. I have plans for your emote.
Uh-oh. That's Zeke though.
I can't wait.
You're not getting an
This is
emote
my
on my
first
channel.
opportunity to get you banned, Zeke.
Uh-oh.
Nope. I specifically said within TOS. Like before I even did this, like as long as it's within TOS, you can have whatever you want. I don't care. It could be anybody's face, as long as it's not violating terms of service. We can go crazy. And also,
I
like
this was supposed to be fun.
it wouldn't be fun getting me banned
That's cool.
off
It's
of
only for the
Twitch.
kids, Zeke. It's only for the kids.
That's not fun. No, listen. I have $10 million.
You know, I thought you liked
Like I
kids
said,
and helping
$10
them.
million,
But that's fine.
and I'll let you do whatever you want.
That's okay. Oh. Nah.
Fun killer. Shut up.
What a fun killer.
Oh, but just to circle back around to games we were talking about. You mentioned
Sure.
Vampyr.
Are you excited for that?
I kind of am.
The gameplay videos look so
Chunky.
yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, it just looked awkward and chunky. So I hope that it turns out good, but it's a hard sell for me.
I'm gonna be honest. It looks chunky. And for those that don't know what we're talking about, there is a Vampyr. First of all, let's start at the beginning. Vampyr is a game that comes out on the 5th. It is by the same devs that made that weird high school game. Help me out, one of you. I know you played it.
Life is Strange.
Life is
Bully?
bad. Life is strange. There we go.
Bully. I mean,
so
that's
I
anyway,
good.
never played. I just guessed. I never played Bully. I don't even know what it's about.
Life is weird. Whatever. So people love that game because it was apparently like a really good kind of social look into that whole world, and that's great. I skipped it. That's cool. If you liked it, more power to you. However, I heard very good things, and I think even JP don't you really like Life is Strange?
Oh yeah, Life is
You really
Strange.
enjoy it?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this Vampyr is by the same devs. It comes out on the 5th. Now, the thing about Vampyr is that this is the first time these devs have made like an action game. And if you look at the gameplay elements in the Vampyr trailer, it doesn't look very good. Specifically, one of the things you'll notice is every time he does an animation, he plants his feet, which is a big red flag for a lot of us action gamers, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the animations don't connect really great. It looks, but yeah, okay. But here's the part that interests me about this. The devs are really putting a focus on like the social aspect of being a vampire, and also this particular character has a lot of history in his dichotomy of being a doctor that like helps people during the day, but it's a vampire at night, and he's wrestling with that. And there's this game looks like it might be one of the first vampire games since Vampire the Masquerade that really tried to put a human spin on the vampire trope. And I really like games that do that. I find them entertaining. I like that kind of thing, especially when it's not like a Twilight-esque, just terrible fan servicey thing, where it's like an actual look into what this kind of realism could, or realistic situation could be. And I'm hoping that since I've heard so many good things about how they did it in Life is Strange, even though I didn't play it, I'm hoping some of that carries over into Vampyr. So that's the part of Vampyr I'm excited for. I'm hoping the story's good. I'm hoping there's some real serious gray area in terms of what this guy does to help and what this guy does to hurt. And I'm of course, what I really would prefer is a Vampire the Masquerade 2, but you know, we'll take what we can get. There we go.
Aren't they doing one of those? Oh, sorry.
But yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's
I was
fine.
doing that.
But yeah, so that's where
Here's
we are.
some of the
And
actual gameplay.
until they announce Vampire the Masquerade 2, we'll take it what we can. So and here the gameplay doesn't look very bad. There's a few select scenes when you'll notice that when he'll like start attacking, the enemy will move and he'll just sit there and keep attacking in a straight line while the enemy's dodging around him. That kind of stuff is really concerning. That's what a lot of people didn't like about the Surge, actually,
Right.
was that type of stuff. So yeah, we'll have to see. Some of it looks pretty good though.
I think it looks. I don't know, man. I'm hyped for this shit.
You're into it?
True. Okay. Full disclosure. I am doing like a gig for them
Oh, okay.
coming up,
Oh.
but
Cool.
The reason I'm like, I believe it or not, I do get offered gigs from time to time, like sponsored gigs and stuff. And I turn down a lot of them if I don't think I'll like the game and I'll just like hate it the whole time. I definitely like
Not
said
me.
yes to this because it looks like something I'll fucking like for sure. And I mean the combat looks good. The characters look good. I don't know. I hope it's fucking awesome.
Zeke, out of curiosity, do you have details in your sponsor thing? Are you doing like a release day stream, or are you doing like a promo before release kind of thing?
I got a 2-hour thing the Monday before it releases on Tuesday.
Nice.
Next Monday?
Awesome.
Yeah, the 4th. Yeah.
Next Monday.
That's the
Cool.
4th. That's cool, man.
Cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely come by and check it out because this is not a game
probably do
that do what?
I said I'll probably do the same.
Yeah, I don't know. The combat looks kind of chunky, janky, whatever, but we'll see. I hope it's good.
See, and that's the thing. I don't mind like chunky combat if it feels like the moves have weight to them. Like,
Sure.
you know, when like you swing a hammer, if it feels like it's slow, but if it feels like it really like bites in or something like that in the gameplay, then I don't mind it as much. So I'm hoping that's the case here.
I'm just looking at the combat and thinking about it. Sorry. All right. Well, we were going to play some tricky towers today, but as usual, we just kept talking. So we'll have to put that on the
Blathered on.
on the back burner. Next week we got our pre-show for E3. It's finally. I can't believe E3 is here already. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
I have
excited,
this list? Okay, good. Ooh. We've actually added some names to this, by the way. Shannon's going to be joining us for the Bethesda cast. Sacriel will be joining us for the E3 cast, or the EA cast, and maybe a couple others. There's some other names I'm going to talk to later today.
Are we not going to do the PC show, JP?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, we get asked
If
that
we
every
don't
year.
do the PC show, then I'm going to do the PC show.
What time is it
doesn't
at?
overlap. Huh?
Do you know what time it is or what day it is?
Mm,
You got to do the PC. That's
dude,
day 9
that
doing it, right?
might be. There's a small chance that might
Cyber-
be where CD Projekt Red is. So
Yeah.
I am Monday, June 11th at 3 p.m. Pacific. So it's Monday, June 11th at 6 p.m. EDT. Can you throw your schedule back up?
Yeah, I just clicked on it. So that's right. Man, there's a lot on. That's 4 conferences on Monday. Are you going to be here for Sony, Co?
I'm probably just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to do everything, man. There's just too much good stuff. There's too much good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, we can do the. My fear with the PC conference, though, is it's less, and this is what I said last year, it's less of a conference and more of a show. And so restreaming it is always a little bit, I don't know. It's a little weird, but if we can restream it, then yeah, I can add that to the list for sure.
Okay. Well, whatever we're gonna do, like if we want to do it here, that's awesome. If we aren't gonna do it here, I'm definitely gonna do something. And next time I see you, I can just tell you any highlights if you want to do that too. So, whatever we want to do, I'm fine.
We'll throw it on the list. I'll get Daniel to throw it on the list for sure.
Okay, good deal.
And get it
For
started.
those of you wondering why I'm not on that, it's because JP last year something happened and JP said I couldn't do E3 anymore.
Yeah, we don't really talk about it too much. So.
It's kind of a source.
We've already discussed it. I've apologized profusely.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can let bygones be bygones. It's in the past now.
Well, you say it's in the past, but it's really never going to be in the past when it's something that serious.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's always
you're
at the forefront of my mind, but I
go to bed thinking
It's that thing like innocence once lost.
Can never be
you
regained.
can't unring a bell.
Honestly, I'm still surprised it lets you stay on the show.
Well, someone's got to do indies. I'm not playing that trash.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Kohi didn't tell you that I actually like pay him like weekly to be on the show.
Zeke, I thought we agreed.
I should get
We
out of
weren't.
that. Hey, I got to put up with you.
That's not public knowledge. I thought it was public knowledge.
I thought we agreed. It's
Only
in the
on
contract.
Log.
No, but for reals, all joking aside, the reason why I'm not doing the Drop Frames E3 shows because I will be like hosting and interviewing for Twitch. I will be down in Los Angeles at the actual event with all of the hosts that you know that I've done this with before, like Rachel and Kelly and Wheat and Anna. So that's where I'll be. I'll be there for a whole fucking week from the 9th till the 15th.
Jesus.
Okay. For the record,
Yeah.
to respond to the exact question, what do you guys mean for reals? It was all nothing.
Nothing.
We
Yeah.
love Zeke. It's all good. We're just working on our sarcasm.
We love Zeke.
You guys are dicks.
I've been watching a lot of Arrested Development lately, so it's definitely like we love Zeke.
How are you watching the Netflix stuff? Are you watching the older
Yeah,
stuff?
I'm actually. I just started episode 3, so I'm getting up to episode 4, which is like the new one, and then the season 5 just came out today or something.
Yeah.
Like the new season of Arrested Development just came out recently. So
Huh.
unfortunately, it's the last one, but it's still we'll see how it goes.
Dude, I challenged them to fight me, but I think they're just chicken. Any of you ever seen a chicken?
I need to watch this show more.
What
That's an
show
Arrested
we're talking
Development
about?
inside
Arrested
joke,
Development.
sorry.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Arrested Development is and you have Netflix, just go watch it.
Just drop some question marks in chat. Let's just move on because I have no idea it was funny. I enjoyed the performance just now, but I have no idea what the fuck it's referencing. So
Yeah, one of the running gags in Arrested Development that everybody tries to imitate a chicken and no one does it anywhere near what a chicken actually looks like. So there's like 4 different impressions from actors in the show that are just ridiculous. They're not even
And I mean, they're
close.
bad. Like one of them is like the mother, and she's like, "Woo-loo-loo, woo-loo-loo, woo-loo-loo." It's just like what?
And then
What?
the main character goes like, "Have any of you ever seen a real chicken?"
that's a pretty good. Like you sound very close to what's his name?
Bateman,
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. Jason Bateman. Yeah.
Jason Bateman.
Jason.
Yeah, Chad, just keep doing question marks. We'll stop eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, instead of question marks, why don't you do BC Warrior? I would love to see like where that is rating now. Like if it's at all like bumped up a list or anything
yeah.
like that of Twitch emotes.
I don't.
I'm kind of wondering since how long ago? Is it like that was like 3 months ago or something like that.
I don't know where we're at trending wise with it. You looking that up?
I'm trying to, but I don't know what the website is.
Gotcha. We'll do it's kind of a quick quick change of I guess mood, but I told you too that if you want to say anything about TotalBiscuit, because we haven't said anything about it all show long, that I would give you a prompt. I said my piece on Twitter and at the beginning of Friday's broadcast last week, but there's nothing really that I need to add or want to add or put out there. So if you guys want to say anything, the show is yours to do so right now.
Well, go ahead, Zeke.
I think we all did that on our own, either on our own broadcasts or on Twitter and stuff. I said a little piece after I found out and heard the news and confirmed that it was real and stuff like that. I didn't really know the guy all that well. I mean, I met him first time I ever even heard of him was on Drop Frames episode 7 when we had him on, and I remember saying like after the episode like, why was everybody so hyped about it? And then I finally like did some research and looked him up and was like, oh shit, he's a big fucking deal. And I was completely fucking oblivious. And so I didn't really know the guy that well. I met him a couple times. I saw him, I think the last time I saw him was at TwitchCon in passing. I was like, hey man, he was like, hey, how's it going? And that was it. So like, I think I did make a mention of the rest in peace thing. Like, I never liked rest in peace, but I do like, someone said remembered in perpetuity. So I think that's what TB will be. I think he will be remembered in perpetuity within the gaming community, and the impact that he's had on it will be felt like probably forever.
Yeah. Would agree.
For me, I knew about TotalBiscuit for years from his YouTube videos. In fact, he was one for a large majority of my life. Like I could count on one hand how many gaming personalities I knew of, and he was one of them. And really I did the co-op podcast with him. It was a huge amount of fun. And the part that the thing that really makes it kind of even hit harder for me personally is because like last year, towards the end of last year, me and him, I got a new Skype name, and I later found out that he was trying to find my new Skype name because he potentially wanted to do another co-op. And that was always something that was kind of like there in the back of my mind. Like, hey, maybe one day we'll sync back up and I'll do another co-op because I had so much fun the first time. And it's really kind of crazy to think, there's not a lot of times in life where it's just like, that's something I'm never going to be able to do that. Like there's a finality there that's not there in a lot of parts of my life. So it's really, really just unfortunate. And honestly, I put a tweet out, and like Zeke said, it's the best I could have said. TotalBiscuit was a powerful, intelligent voice that represented gamers everywhere. He left a mark on this industry that will persist forever. Cancer sucks, but he handled it with positivity, pride, and strength right into the end. We can all only hope to be that strong. And I don't think I could really add anything to that. So that was it was pretty incredible to kind of play witness to all that, especially kind of, again, we're all going to leave this world eventually, and I can only hope to God that I am that public, strong, and proud about it up to the day before. So anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
That's all. And that's it.
I think if you're looking for more stuff on that, yesterday, I believe, Jenna, Dodger, and Jesse did a kind of a co-optional podcast tribute show, I guess is the I think they had a better word for
Memorial.
it. Memorial show, yes. That's what they were calling it. That will eventually pop up on YouTube. But you can also drop a Prime sub on TV's channel to watch that, I think, right away. So
there's also an official GoFundMe.
There is, yeah.
That you can find on Jenna and the official TotalBiscuit if you want to help kind of help with that as well.
Yeah. Well, let's do some shout outs, and then we'll call it a show. Zeke, you want to start us off?
You betcha. What's up, everybody? Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Co and JP for being the best co-hosts that a dude could ask for, and thank you especially to JP for accepting my payment to continue being on the show.
Yeah,
and yes, no I know that it will increase incrementally as the show goes on.
That's true.
I know. Don't worry. I'll get the interest paid soon. I promise. But I'm Ezekiel _ I on all social stuff, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can look it up, all / or at Ezekiel _ I broadcast usually at noon. I'm on day 3 of my St. Jude Zeke week. And tonight, fingers crossed, we're going to have Men's Day tonight. And if that doesn't happen for whatever reason, because, meteor hits somewhere and we can't get together, I will be doing a broadcast of Agony or finishing up Detroit. So that's going to be later tonight, not for a few hours. Men's days usually start in the even times. So look for my announcement on Twitter when I'm going live. That's all I got. Thank you.
There you go. Coach, did you happen to get the BC Warrior stats?
No, I couldn't find them. I just found a bunch of lists of global emotes. I couldn't find a stats page.
Okay. All right. If anyone in chat has that, feel free to link it. Co, do some shout outs for us.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Co. As always, a huge thanks to JP and Zeke. I say it every time, but I do love these just more laid back, chill, guestless drop frames. So I hope you guys have as much fun as we did. I'm streaming every single day at 8 a.m. We've got a little bit more of Dark Souls Remastered, then probably checking out Wizard of Legend, maybe looking at the new PoE League coming up this Friday. And then, of course, we've got a lot of Vampyr coming up as well. And then the plethora of new games from E3. So hope you join us on my channel. We're starting every day at 8 a.m. these days. And if I don't see you then, I will see you next week for a whole lot of E3 stuff.
Indeed. Getting conflicting reports. Someone said that it's 7th on the top 10. Someone also said that it isn't even in the top 100. And then someone linked me a page that has the daily stats for it. So I have no fucking idea. It's kind of all over the place. I don't know where it's at. But we'll try to find and track down the actual stats of the BC Warrior. Feel free to keep spamming it. What was the goal of that? You just want it to be the number 1 spammed emote? That was the goal? Was there a goal?
To get in the top 10 for the year of 2018.
Okay, there you go. Get in the top 10.
Remember Co made that impassioned speech? Thank you for that.
What the fuck is happening? Oh, wow, I've never seen stats.streamelements.com/c/global. This is real time. Jesus. Nightbot's the #1 chatter
Really?
by a
Nightbot,
large
Moobot.
margin. You can turn the bots off. Huh. Is an interesting page. I don't see your emote in the top 10 right now though, Zeke.
I don't see in the top 100.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you can scroll down a little bit. All right.
Yeah. It's got to be there though. Like, how is the Doritos
Although there's
chip?
some emotes I'm looking at in here in the top 10. What is Gamma Kappa? I've never even heard of that. It's
You
the
realize
sixth-
very quickly that there's just portions of this website that you never ever enter into when you look at this type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's it. There's no Far Verona today as Mark Holmes is traveling. So that's going to do it for the broadcast today. Tomorrow we got Roleplay Oddballs at 3 o'clock Eastern. I'll be doing a sponsored stream for a game I don't think I can name yet. At 1 o'clock Eastern normal stream time. And then like Ko was saying, next week, the dropped frames. And Zeke, you will be here next week, right? You don't leave till later in the week? Okay. So it'll be the three of us plus probably Dodger and probably Rami and maybe Baru. That's a lot of people. I don't know. We'll see. We might cap it at 5 for next week. But all those people and more will be on our actual E3 coverage moving into the weekend and early 2 weeks from now. So that's it for this episode, though, at Drop Frames. Thanks, everyone, so much for watching. By the way, this was actually the 150th episode. So congrats on that.
Oh, it was. This is 150.
Yeah, this is
Fucking
150.
A, dude.
So
Very cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes, man.
doing it for almost 3 years in actual showtime. So once a week, that is. Anyways, we'll be back next week with another episode, number 151. We're out.
Damn it.
See you then. Bye-bye.